Hi, I'm Di with Sister Chicks Quilting, and welcome to my channel. Can you believe this adorable quilt behind me? It's called Mammy's Lemons from Cotton and Joy Quilting, and I'm going to teach you how to make this quilt today. Part of my tutorial is going to be cutting these curves and sewing those curves. And then, while I was making my own version of the quilt, I came up with an ingenious way to square up the blocks so they come out perfect every time, and I can't wait to share that with you. There's a little bit of a backstory I want to tell you about first. Just 2 weeks ago, Mary is one of my quilting customers, came into my shop with this quilt. This is actually the quilt that she made. And the minute I saw it, I fell in love with it. I mean, who doesn't love lemons? I do. And it was so stinking cute. I said to her immediately, oh my gosh, I have to make a video on this and share it with my viewers on YouTube. She thought that was a great idea. I put the quilt on my calendar and worked on other projects. And 2 days later, this very quilt and pattern started trending on YouTube. So I decided I wanted to feature it on my channel, and that's what I'm doing today. Now, my customer Mary had already picked out the thread color and the design she wanted on her quilt. I'm going to get this a little bit closer so you can see. It's actually called fruit slices, and it's such a fun pattern to quilt in. And she picked the green thread. She wanted it to be a little bit whimsical and fun and lemony, and I think we've achieved that. Now, I promised you I was going to tell you how to do these curves. They are not hard at all. I was so surprised really at how easy curves are. When you download the pattern, and I will provide a link in my description so you can do that, it comes with these templates, and I just use these templates. Template A and C are pretty much for a drunkard's path quilt, and they're very easy to work with. And then there's an orange pill template, template number B, and this is the leaf if you can't tell, but I'm sure you can. Let me show you how easy it is to cut out. This pattern is absolutely perfect for scrappy prints. And you notice I'm using green and yellow piles of 5-inch squares? Well, that's because I'm going to make a lemon and lime quilt. That's kind of one of my twists on it. Get it? Do you like the twist comment? I promised I'd show you how easy these are to cut out. I'll pull this yellow square here to show you. And the template I've cut just a little bit. We'll be a little bit careful with the template from now on. But before I start cutting, I want to show you, if you have one of the 10mm cutting wheels, these are actually easier to work with on curves. They have a little bit more oomph to them, and I guess really control is what I'm looking for. I don't have a sharp blade in it. It's rather dull. So I'm going to go ahead and use my 45mm blade, and it happens to have a titanium wheel in it, by the way. Let me show you how to cut this out, because you shouldn't be intimidated by it. Ta-da! That's it. In the directions on the quilt, it tells you to cut a specific piece a little bigger than 5 inches to cut this template out, because you actually cut out 2 templates, one that goes like this and one that goes like this, so they nest. There is a little bit of waste left in the middle, but actually they're quite easy to cut out. I think the real fear for people comes from sewing them. I did want to show you on mine, I'm going to use this print to do all of my leaves. See how perfect that fits on a 5-inch square? I'm going to do all of my leaves the same color. I think that will give the scrappiness a little bit of continuity, And you know, when I get my template where I've whacked it up a little too much, I just get another one and cut it out. So when I copied this, I made several copies of the templates. There you go. There is the leaf, and let's get started on putting it together. When you make this quilt, I recommend that you use a design board. I like to lay out my block. That way I get the leaf on in the right position. I know the first time I made it, I had my leaf on like this, and it was like kind of right in the middle of the lemon. But this is the edge of the lemon. So let's go to the machine and whip up this block. To prepare this block so I can sew it, you first need to get it set up and pinned together in the right position. So I am going to match these sewn seams like this, and that's going to help me find the center. And then I'm going to run my roller over this center seam like so, so it's marked. And on this piece, I'm going to fold it over like this, right in half on the smiley side of it. See the big smile? And then I'm going to put a crease right here so I can work with that. Now, you really only need one pin to sew this block. So choose your favorite pin, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to go right sides together. The first thing I want to show you is, if you kind of look at this, this looks like a longhorn steer. Here's its face, and here's its big longhorns. You know, down in the fields by my house, there's a bunch of longhorns, and when I saw this piece, I thought of those longhorns. But make sure it's facing like this, that it's like a longhorn steer position. And I'm going to match those two folds just like that. And this is going to be my favorite pin today, this pink little chick pin. I'm going to pop it in right there. And then I'm going to fold this piece over like so. Now I'm going to show you two ways to sew it. I only use one pin, but if you want to use a couple of pins, feel free. So this is how you use a couple of pins. You put this in and pin it down on that side, and then on this side you make sure that this end piece is matched up to the end piece of the big one. Okay, and we're going to put a pin in right here to secure that. The next one I show you, I'm going to do one pin. You'll be impressed. I hope so. Anyway, let's take this to the machine. All right, put it under your presser foot and sew at 1/4 inch. And this is my tip to make it easy. It's kind of bulky and everything. When you're holding it in the center like this, put these two fingers through here. And what that does is that feeds that bottom green piece through. And can you kind of see it on the edges there? You feed that through and you just start sewing. Let's see. I'm going to set it with a little seam here, and then I'm going to pull out this pin, and I'm going to let the presser foot do all the heavy lifting and hold this curve down. Look how easy this is. I'm going to stop just before I come to my center pin. Remember, this is my favorite pin. So I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to do this side. And this might be a little bit wrinkly again. So I'm going to stick my two fingers through and line up those pieces. Just like that. Continue sewing all the way around. Can you believe that? There you have it. Now, normally we always say press to the dark side, but on this block, when you're doing this specific block, it wants to just lay back. And so I take it and I lay it down like this. I finger press it so it's in good form. And there I have my finished block. And I am going to take that to the machine and press it. But first, I'm going to show you how to sew the other block together. Again, the first thing I'm going to do is find the center, fold those points to points, and make a crease. And I'm going to fold these. And I'm always doing this right sides together, right? Remember to have, we're going to just cement that in with the smiley. Okay, there's the smiley part. And then I'm going to open it up. There's my longhorn steer again. And I'm just going to use one pin. I'm going to pull out my favorite pin. Let me show you how to sew this with just one pin. So I'm going to flip this over like so and hold it with my fingers. It's on the edges. And I'm going to start sewing. This is a block that you do want to sew slow with. I'm going to push my fingers through here. That's my little tip to get it to lay straight. And it looks like it's all about there. And continue to sew all the way around 1/4 inch till I get to the center pin. Then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to lay it on the corner of this piece, holding it tight. I'm going to make sure this bottom is pushed through, the yellow is pushed through, and I'm going to continue sewing. Remember, this wants to lay on top like that. And I have all of these blocks sewn now. I'm going to put these 6 blocks together to make a lemon. Let's go to the ironing table. I am ready to iron these blocks. So again, I'm laying it and we're just going to push this piece over, give it a good press. When you're doing curves, you just kind of want to go with where the pieces want to go. This is one that I sewed earlier, but it doesn't have a press on it. So we'll get this one ironed down. And let's press the other squares that are going in this block. All right, I'll meet you back at my sewing table. Now these blocks that I've sewn with the curves on them are a little bit crooked and maybe not quite 5 inches. And what they want you to do is square the block up to 5 inches. And from this seam to the inseam, they want you to leave 1/4 inch. Well, I don't have a 5-inch square up ruler, but I was using this ruler and it was working okay. And then I thought, this is kind of silly because this block is the same size. This is a 5-inch square block and that is what I need. And I laid it on matching these corners. So these are the corners that I match the solid pieces, not the curved white background. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be easier if I could just do this? And guess what? I did just do this. There's that. And, oh, I don't even have it lined up on my cutting mat. I thought, oh no, it's crooked. So I'm following the line, being very careful not to cut my square yellow block up. And look at this. This block is in perfect shape. Okay. So I'm going to do that to these. and I'm going to lay this out. All right, I'm all lined up, ready to go. Notice that I have the leaf in the correct position on the end of the lemon rather than over here. The leaf is where the most bulk is, so I'm going to press that seam flat and this seam down. This one, I'm just going to let the seams fall where they naturally want to, basically. And this, my friends, is how you make a lemon block. Now, the pattern is going to give you layouts for a table runner, a baby quilt, a lap quilt, and a queen size quilt. So you can just make lemonade and lemons all day long. Isn't this a fun quilt? I knew you were going to love it. All right, don't you just love it? Isn't it the cutest? I hope you're feeling the emotion that I felt when I saw this come into my quilt shop. I knew I had to share it with you. I've got the other quilt here. By the way, she put Lux Cuddle on the back of her quilt, so there's big green limes sticking out. Isn't that fun? Can you see those? Wow. And what do you think of my take on this pattern with the lemons and the limes? Now, remember my 3 tips? The first one, a very sharp blade. And if you have a small rotary cutter, the 10mm, use that one. Number 2 tip, I call it the 2-finger push method. Holding in the middle and pushing that, laying that out flat, and it just falls into place. You let the bias do the work for you. And the 3rd tip was my great squaring up block method. I thought it was so easy. If you liked my video, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And also, if you like sewing scrappy like I like sewing scrappy, here's another video that's popping up that you can watch. You enjoy that video, and I'll see you next week with another great project. Bye!